we're gonna have a quick little discussion about these EMPs. Uh, well, not discussion. I kind of want to talk about the EMPs. Everybody was warning about America's supposed to get hit by and this and that. I just think it's bullshit because I think they have us Americans so fucking dumb and stupid to the point where we would believe the people who's always hated us the most. Anything they say, we would believe them. The people who just been going out of their way to destroy us from day one, we supposed to just believe everything they say. So maybe there is a bomb that can detonate and magically knock out all the power throughout all of America. You know, now I do believe if a bomb was to hit and knock a power line down, yeah, that'll knock the fucking power out. Like if a nuke hit in a city or something, right? And the shock wave knock over maybe 20 power lines or power poles. The power lines come crashing to the ground. Yeah, that'll knock the power out because it's a fucking bomb. You know what I'm saying? It knocks the power out. Now you got to reset the damn power lines. But a bomb detonating in the sky and knocking out the power is not going to happen. I think they got, that, hold on, let me tell y'all real quick. Pat was just out, right? You know his little, he got a thing a cochlear in his head. I think they talk to him and he can hear it because when he take it out, every time I come in the kitchen or I'll do something like that, he could be knocked out. He'll wake up. They woke him up. You feel me? That's why I think the people, maybe they like live close, like behind him and shit, so they can be in range with the little device he got in his head so they can tap into it anytime, like, hey, wake up or something. I think that's what, he might have. That's why that shit probably costs so much money. But anyway, back to what I was saying. That was a side note, but back to what I was saying. Right? Maybe they do have a microphone that they can detonate. I mean, a bomb they can detonate over the sky and knock out the power. But we remember when they had us on lockdown for COVID. Nobody wasn't allowed to go outside. The only people who was outside, remember y'all, was who? Cable companies. And what they was doing? Installing 5G boxes all over America. Y'all remember that shit? They locked down the United States of America. You couldn't even go in Walmart at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? They locked down the whole streets of America. Y'all remember that? The only people was allowed was maybe forces to enforce the rule and cable people. And they showed video clips of people around America catching these cable companies installing 5G boxes on top of power lines. And who they said created 5G at the time? Okay. They created 5G. Same people who they screamed was going to knock out the power. How the fuck would they be able to knock out the power throughout all of America with the EMP? Only way they would be able to do that is if they had some kind of cable boxes that was kind of rigged to destroy the power line. When they hit the button from wherever they at, it fries the power line. Bzzz, boom, knocks out the power. And they were saying, 5G give you blazing fast internet, but it releases a whole bunch of radiation. It was killing the birds and all that shit. Y'all remember that? And then you see them popping up all over New York, those 5G towers and shit, all over New York, giving people lightning fast internet. So how else would they be able to knock out the power in the United States of America without installing devices on the power line disguised as cable boxes? But when the time comes, will then detonate or fry the power line, so the power is knocked out. And they claim it'll be knocked out for years and years. So the devices will most likely fry the power line. And that's why they claim it'll take years and years to put the power up, because once the power line is dead, you got to think how long it took the first generation to create the power line and how long it took them to run the power lines through all of America, from east to west coast, from north to south coast. Every city, every state in America has power through power lines. You got to think about how long it took them to create that. So that's probably why they screaming that, you know what I'm saying? And then some places got harsh conditions, so they wouldn't be able to be outside installing fucking power in the snow, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people would have to wait until after the winter is over, maybe spring or fall or something, or summer, for them to be able to refix their power. But that's all it was. I think it's just what they're doing is installing cable boxes in the disguise of 5G. And 5G is a weapon. That is the EMP. If y'all saw my video before it got took down on my old channel, it was 5G. I said 5G was undercover for EMP. 5G was undercover for EMP, electric magnetic pulse, and there was something else that was undisguised for something else. I forgot, and that my video is gone. I didn't even save it, but I would have to go back and rewatch that video that I did about, I think, 10 years ago, somewhere up in there, 7 years ago. But I think 5G is disguised for EMP. That's what it is. EMP is 5G. That's how they're gonna knock your power out with the 5G network, 5G towers, cable boxes and shit that got the little, maybe it got a detonation device in it that specifically designed to fry the power line. Magnetic pulse. Maybe it's some kind of magnet that sticks to the power line and causes corruption. Fry, and they go to power. This motherfucker stay rising up. Look at this motherfucker, y'all. I'm quite sure they can talk to him in his head. They can talk to him. Every time I come out here, I just came out here to do this video. Every time I come out here, this guy wakes up no matter what. So somebody got to be radio in straight to his head. You feel me? Yeah. But y'all be aware of them people like that. Motherfuckers might put somebody deaf around you, and all the while they can talk. They radioing in to him, saying some shit. But anyways, though, yeah. So that's it. That's all it is. Catch y'all in the next video. Y'all stay safe and peace out.